take care of your needs. But with all my pleasure and love, I want to introduce Dawit Vasquez Sumaloa. Incoming senior at El Cerrito High School, Black, Ethiopian, just a really dope and cool person that I was able to work with. And he'll be your Masters of Ceremony, your MC. He'll be taking care of all the deeds on the stage. And yeah, let's just give a round of applause to Dawit.
It was never that serious, all right. Thank you, Gio, for that. Let's start out with a chant. Black Lives Matter! 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 Okay. Alright, so I see you guys are awake. That's good. Protest. And for helping me focus in the middle of all this pain, this sadness, and the brutality that is everywhere right now. Honestly, I don't really want to be here, because the fact that we are all here means that there is something very wrong with our country. The hypocrisy of police brutality and the justifications makes me ashamed to be an American. We are taught from a young age that this is the land of the free and endless opportunities. That people from all backgrounds and cultures come here for a better life. This is not true. They did not tell us that some lives were worth more than others. And they wonder why we have to claim Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. The same hypocrisy also infects our whitewashed history. We are taught lies about Native Americans as savages, when in reality it was the white settlers who looted and stole their property. We all learn about the Revolutionary War, where the colonists did not like how they were being treated by England, so they decided to do something about it. Now, when African Americans want to be heard after 400 years, we are seen as the problem. We are told to use our words and not our actions. We are told that we are too violent in putting lives at risk. We are told that we are starting riots when in reality they were started a long time ago with the torturing, the shooting, and the killing of African Americans in our communities throughout our country. Largely ignoring the peaceful protests that have erupted all across the country. Some complain about the destruction of property. And the coward-in-chief threatens military action against our own citizens. I didn't hear those same voices when innocent black people were being killed by the police. Someone give me an answer, because this does not add up in my head. An African American writer and poet, Langston Hughes, knew well about the American hypocrisy. But like him, we are not willing to give up on the dream. So let me end with a few words from his poem, Let America Be America Again. Oh yes, I see it plain. America never was America to me. And yet I swear this oath, America will be. Can I have that sheet that I gave you? So, the first person, we'll start out with singing the Black National Anthem. This will be Denise Williams.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rock, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughter, out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest your feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our heart, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land.
Thank you so much, Denise Williams, for that.
I was out visiting her boyfriend. I have an officer point at me again and say, "You! Why is everybody telling me you did this?" I'm a bit of a smart ass, so I'm like, "Oh, I just got here. I don't know what you're talking about." Next thing you know, my phone gets snatched out of my hand as I'm talking to my mom, thrown on this car, legs kicked apart, hands over my head, and I'm being searched. I lived in the area like every other neighbor. I was concerned and wanted to see what's going on. And a 17-year-old kid gets searched. We have a problem in this country that has remained unaddressed. And part of that problem is how we define public safety. Is public safety just putting a bunch of people on the streets with guns and badges and enforcing the law as they see fit? Or is public safety investing in our community members, in our youth, in our education system, in our housing, in our homeless, and other social services that we need? 2 years ago, when I was running for mayor, I was asked a straight up question: would you be committed to taking 20% out of public safety and investing it into other programs? And I said yes. But in order for us to do that, we as a community need to redefine what public safety actually means. If we are going to do that, that means we as a community need to talk about in the city of Richmond what it is that we need to make us feel safe. And just to wrap up, just as members of the black community or those who are African descent, those who have lost loved ones, since the inception of black people reaching this country, we have been under fire. We have been in chains, brought over in boats, seen families ripped apart, lost our culture, lost who we are, have 400 years of anger in our blood, and we are still today in 2020 trying to figure out, what does it mean to be black in America? Do you know? Because I still go to conversations with intelligent black people trying to figure that out because our culture was robbed. People are talking about the looting in the streets. Let's talk about the looting of people's lives. Let's talk about the looting of people being brought over here. Let's talk about the looting of our rights. Let's talk about all over in the country, even though we're in 2020, voters are still being suppressed because they are black. They are still trying to make sure that black people's voices are not heard. But the beautiful thing about all this going on is all the people that are here today, all the people around the world saying enough is enough. This isn't just about what's happening in Richmond. You are a part of a worldwide movement to fight for rights, to fight to at least say that Black Lives Matter. What's controversial about that? So as we march for those that have died from needless police violence. We march for the mothers that are afraid to even have their kids drive because they don't want them to be stopped by the police. We march for people that have been killed in their homes. We march for the children that have been orphaned because of police violence. And we march because we march for another vision of public safety, which is deeper investment in the community and community services that we need, and not just a gun around somebody's belt. I've seen changes when people come together in power and numbers. One person with influence can make a difference, but it takes all of us to change a culture. So stay together, build that vision. Figure out what it is that you're going through. What is your impact? But not just the impact, what is your solution? And how do you hold elected leaders like me to implement that vision and solution? So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. And let's have one hell of a march today. Yo, Justice!
Spoke in 2016. And I spoke in 2015 and 14 and so on. And I got tired of hearing my own voice. Because I realized I kept saying the same things over and over and over again. And I kind of say, maybe it's me. Maybe they're tired of listening to what I got to say. Let these youth say what they got to say. Listen to them, because you're not listening to me. You're not listening to people who came before me. Y'all didn't listen in the 1800s. Y'all didn't listen after Tulsa. Y'all didn't listen after Chicago. Y'all didn't listen after Watts. Y'all didn't listen after LA again. Y'all didn't listen in New York. Y'all didn't listen in New Orleans. Y'all haven't been listening. But when somebody sets something on fire, oh, you want to listen now. Because we're angry. I'm angry. I've seen more people talk about Target than talk about Breonna Taylor. I've seen more people talk about Walmart than George Floyd. I've seen more people talk about property than lives. It makes no damn sense. None whatsoever. People get upset when people burn stuff down. Oh, you're burning your own neighborhood. We don't own it. The banks do. If you look at the stock market, ever since George Floyd's death, people have made money. Think about that. Of a black life being lost, people have made money. Target stock has been up 5%. I thought we were burning it down. They've made more money. Does that make any sense? No. So they're profiting off of the loss of black life. Let me introduce myself. My name is Randy. I also serve in Richmond, and I serve on the Community Police Review Commission. How many people know that there's a Community Review Commission in Richmond? 5 people, 7, 10. So let me tell you our job. Our job is to investigate if police use excessive force or racism, and to look over policies, and to make sure that they change, and to make sure that they help the city that they're supposed to protect. I go to meetings all the time, and I sit there and I get disappointed because it's the same 5 people. I need help. I agree. Do police officers need to be in school? Nope. They're not in the white schools, are they? Where most of the shootings happen at schools. They're not in the rich schools, but they're in our schools, perpetuating that police prison pipeline, the school to prison pipeline.
Come on, Randy.
Do we need police officers? This happened in April 30th. Police officers using excessive force on somebody because he was upset that his friend was being harassed for no reason.
DJ Brown.
The cop got upset and decided to push around and fight the young man because he was upset. This has to stop. And it stops here. Because I'm not coming back in 2021 to make this goddamn speech again. The change happens here. The youth need to be put in charge. Because we adults, we done fucked this up. We need new leadership. We need people in power. We need new leadership. We can't do this anymore. So I'm here today to say, come see me. I want to hear what you have to say. What changes you want to see in your city? What do you want the police to do? I've already heard we don't need police officers in schools. Help me work on that. I agree. I heard defund the police. Take money out of police officers' hands and put it in where it really matters. Mental health services. Housing. Supports. Make sure we have more than one goddamn supermarket in this city. Better streets. Better schools. Better books. Better child care. All of that stuff. Let's work on that. I'm here to help you guys. So tell me what you want to do. I represent you. So let me know what you need me to do, and we'll get it done. Thank you.
How many people are here? We probably got over 500 people here today. Amen. And I know you come here today because you come with hope. You come with hope in your heart. You come filled with lots of different emotions. But I'm thankful for the young folks that have organized this meeting, this gathering, this march in a short period of time. Keep on keeping on. You have a voice.
Thank you.
You have a voice. If anything changes, it's because the young people use their voice and they stand up and they stick with it. They're persistent and they make it happen. So stay with it. I know a lot of the older folks are standing with you, standing alongside you, standing behind you. We're encouraging you. Keep Here was born with a purpose in mind to help make the good, the common good, to fight for the common good. So keep fighting. Don't get tired of doing the good work. Don't get tired of doing the good work. Everyone of you here, if you are 18 or over, vote. In the 90s, they lied to me in the 2000s. I thought I couldn't vote because I was a felon, but I realized they lied. I'm going to vote for the first time. And so make sure that everyone in your family is registered to vote. And you vote. You vote. Drive folks, walk folks. Vote Easter Hill. Easter Hill is known as the Church of Justice. And the young folks wanted to have this march from here because they heard that Dr. Martin Luther King was at this church in the 60s. Reverend Phil Lawson, pastor emeritus in this church, who walked with King, couldn't be here today. Sends his regards, sends his regrets. But Reverend Phil Lawson and his brother Jim Lawson. Jim Lawson trained those that sat at the lunch counter. We're still fighting for justice. We're still fighting for justice. And so you're a part of history. You're a part of history. You're going to change the world. You're going to change the world. No war. No peace, no justice. No peace, no justice. No peace, no justice. Thank you.
I was stuck. I was in bed for the next 2 hours just looking up a whole bunch of videos saying, damn. And the thing that we've got to do is we've got to stop those type of things. And the way that we're going to stop that is by becoming united, becoming unified as a community, and holding these people accountable. So as we're walking today, we're going to show them what's up, and we're going to show them that our voices do count, and we're going to show them that we do matter. Because again, if you're black, you do matter. If you're black, you're beautiful. I remember being young, asking my mom, when do I get to go to jail? And she said, what the hell are you talking about? And I said, well, when do I get to go to jail? She said, why did you ask me that? I said, because everybody I see on TV is going to jail that's black. So when is my turn? And she had to really explain it to me. And so that's something that I had to learn at a young age, that I am going to be somebody. And so you guys are going to be somebody. And to our allies that are out here, we thank you. We thank you for stepping up. because again, you guys are supporting us, but we're going to be the ones that are going to lead this change. So, the last thing I'm gonna close it out with is I appreciate being able to speak. And when Gio asked me to speak, I was honored. I said, well, what you want me to talk about? He said, just talk. He's one of our former students who struggled, but then he really had a change, and we are so proud to see the man he's become from Livonia Days on. So while we're giving it up for him, give it up for these youth that put this together. And you guys better give them a big round of applause. And when we turn to these streets, we're going to let them know that we mean business and we're not playing. Black Lives Matter.
Thank you, Principal McGee. We have 2 more speakers, so hang in there with us. Our next one, Mr.
I want to start by thanking Dawit and the rest of the youth organizers for inviting me here to speak with you today and for organizing this amazing turnout. I want to thank all of you for coming as well, and I want to ask you a simple question. And the question is, why are we here today? Why are we here today? I'm going to ask 5 people, and I just want you to shout out what you think the answer is. Why are we here today? Why? We are here today. Somebody said, because I could be next. Who said that? I did. We're here today because you could be next. You could be next. You could be next. I could be next. We could be next. And the reason that we can be next is because there are people who do not respect our humanity. That's why we're here. There are people who do not respect our humanity. And we see that play out over and over and over in communities all across this country, including this one. But you have the ability to demand respect. You have the ability to tell someone, you are going to respect me. And this is how you do it. Because see, I'm a fighter, so I'm going to talk about it the way I know how to talk about it. You do it through a 1-2 punch. 1-2 punch. Does anybody know what that is? Just show me real quick. What's a 1-2 punch? Give it to me. 1-2, baby. 1-2. Now, these protests that are going on all around America, that's a 1. That's a 1. That ain't the 2. That's the 1. When you do the 1-2 punch, you set them up with the first one, and you take them down with the second one. And they work together. So if there's anyone telling you that you shouldn't be out protesting, that you shouldn't be out hollering, that you shouldn't be out screaming, that you shouldn't be out crying, tell them the 1-2 punch works together. Because when I hit you with the 1, you're going to pay attention. And right now, young people, old people, middle-aged people, people all over America have people paying attention. And that's what you have right now. But don't forget the 2. Don't forget the 2. Now, we talk about education and we talk about history, and we've heard people talk about Dr. King today. Do you remember, those of you who were around? I wasn't. Pastor was. But if you either remember or you studied, you saw the 1-2 punch. And the 1-2 punch was this. You saw children. You saw young people, just like right now, protesting. You saw them out in the street. You saw them turn water hoses on them. You saw them sick dogs on them. You saw them mistreat children. But the children stood up, just like the young people today. Now catch the 2. Catch the 2. During that same period, you saw Dr. King and other folks at the White House. You saw them meeting with public officials. And you saw the 1-2 punch. You saw the pressure in the street, and you saw the pressure in the halls of power.
So brothers and sisters, what I want you to do today is keep this up because you got their attention. But I want you to follow through with the second part. I want you to follow through with the second part. I want you to do the same thing that they did in the 60s. I want you to organize delegations. And I want you to go to city council. And I want you to ask for meetings with your council people. I want you to go to the school board, and I want you to ask for meetings with your school board members, and I want you to come. And I want you to come with what people like to call the ask. Now, the ask is what you need to change your life. The ask is what you need to change the lives of your loved ones. And you put the ask in front of them. And you tell them they have a choice. You tell them they have a choice. That they are either going to comply with the things that they're supposed to be doing in the first place, or we're going to keep hollering and screaming. So I'm going to turn this back over to the organizers. If you have any questions for me, I will still be here.
Jill from the Riot Center. All right, but it's good to be here, and the progress continues to move forward. We was on Saturday. We marched from the city hall to the police department, and now we marching from the church house, to city hall. But I want to say to us today that we got to stay fired up in our mind and our soul and us. We got to stay together and stay unified and being on one sound and one mind, working together to make the change. Let me just say something about change. Change comes when the foundation that we are built on was crooked. It was crooked from the beginning. When this country was started out, it was built on crookedness. It was built on crookedness because they came and took this land from the indigenous people. They brought us from Africa to here. Everything about this land, there's a scripture that says whatever's crooked cannot be made straight. Because crookedness is going to stay crooked. But we have the power to make the change. We have to come together to unite, and not only that, but take it to Sacramento, to the state capitol. Take it to the Capitol. Take it to the county, and as well as the city government. But then if they don't hear us, we're going to vote you out. And not only that, but we're going to put people in there with the right mindset to make it happen. We're just not going to vote any old body in there. We're going to vote the right ones in there to make it happen. So when you cast your vote, make sure that your vote counts with the right person that's going into that office and that's going to make change. I can give a testimony of working in the school at El Cerrito. I've seen a lot. But the time is now for change. And change needs to ring out through the city of Richmond, through the school board, through every facet, through every helmet. It needs to change. To Washington, D.C. If we don't vote, he will be in office again. And I know we don't want to see him in office again. Because I tell you, it's going to be all hell. But I say to us today, as we march from here to City Hall, keep in mind, we're fighting for all those who lost their lives. Not only that, but we want change, and change comes through legislation, and we got to be the ones who do it. And I'm going to say to the young people, stay fired up, work together, love on each other, help each other, cry on each other, support each other, stay together. Don't let no division come in amongst you. Because you all are working for the same thing. And make sure that you keep your mind on the right thing. Thank you.
Let's give it up for our speakers one more time. Let's give it up for our MC.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Say his name!
George Floyd!
Say his name!
George Floyd!
Say his name!
George Floyd! 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 Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor! Breonna Taylor!
No justice, no peace. Be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be. Let's go.
Came to this country, we were kings and queens, never brought from these. There was empires in Africa.
Trump is out.
Let's give a round of applause. Applause to ourselves. Let's give a round of applause to the YSP members. These wonderful people. Randy and
No, Willa, go get the wipes, please.
But definitely thank you so much for coming out. No, wait, where are you at? Yes, sir. Get up here. You're not finished. All right, so we're gonna have some performances today. If y'all ready to hear some poetry, let me get a oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me get a yada I mean. I don't know. Grab that
As soon as I tell these white folk out here, John.
All right, is Isaiah here? All right, Isaiah's gonna be the first one.
Before Isaiah starts, can we get the COVID-19 support person who's wiping down the mics? As much as we want to hear poetry, we got to make sure we're staying safe.
Simha?
Oh, okay.
Other places, all of these beautiful people, and all of this love I'm getting from my own community, that I walk outside and walk through the hoods that they claim as hoods, but it's really I'm getting love from the same people that I see the faces here today. I just want to say thank you guys for coming out here and supporting me and showing love to this cause. My Latin brothers, my Asian brothers, my black brothers, all you guys are all important to us. Now, I also want to, with this poem, I also want to kind of get a little sentimental with our community. Now, with understanding the passing of George Floyd and Sandra Bland and all that, not to disrespect them, I just want to focus on what's going on in our community too. Now, through these years, I lost two brothers. His name is Rodney Frazier. I lost him. He wasn't able to see his dreams after high school. Another brother I lost of mine not too long ago, Jamari A. Frazier, a senior at De Anza High School who lost his life in northern Richmond, California. So now I want to start with my poem. Thank you. You don't know his pain. How he feels every day he's waking up, turning on the TV and losing his brother. Or how he's taught to be a man with no man in his life, so he got to hear it from his mother. You don't know his pain. You don't know how he still stands you don't know how he still stands when his community around him is falling. Or how he feels when someone's out there telling him to go to school, but his idol is out there bawling. You don't know his pain. How he smiles every day, yet comes to an empty home with no parents. How he can never change himself because they erase the power that he inherits. You don't know his pain. How it feels to be told you're going wrong, but no one there to guide you on what's right. How it feels to face the odds during the day, to come home and hear bullets and gunfire at night. You don't know his pain. Yet you will judge because he reacts in anger instead of showing him love to prevent him from putting himself in danger. You don't know his pain. And you see his adversities, you see his problems, but much rather make fun of his path than to help him solve it. You don't know his pain. Yet when he passes away, you cry, pray and praise him, but lended no helping hand when he needed someone there to help raise him. You don't know his pain. You don't know their pain. Yet you fight and protest for a few days, but catch amnesia on the matter as soon as you get paid. You don't know their pain. Yet you claim you pray, wishing that you can one day see them, but glorify songs talking about killers yelling out, free him. You don't know their pain. So before you call him ignorant, a bum, a thug, everything he's been taught that he is, which isn't true, ask yourself this. If all the odds were stacked against you, what would you do? Thank you, everybody.
there, whatever it can be, but as long as you have a gun, you're considered patriotic. White man rules the earth and pretends he's God with every piece of land he's colonized. Keep it going. So when I say fuck Trump and fuck his guns, I'm not saying fuck everyone. I'm not saying fuck an identity. I'm not saying fuck something that wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. We were never supposed to be on this land. I was never supposed to be singing this poem, was never supposed to say fuck Trump in the first place, but we keep on coming back to this residuance of gun violence. It's like my own community holds a gun. They hold it down by their waist and threatens anyone from the wrong side of town, keeping it going, keeping it backtracks like backtracks were only supposed to be erased by our own internal oppression, by our own internal family. That mama was never supposed to have me. She was only supposed to be sterilized by current Planned Parenthood.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
Let's say that louder. I can't breathe.
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 I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.